In May of this year, I released a 16-minute long video about the Marchengast castle and how I believe that the Marchengast castle might actually be the next area to be released to us in Star Stable. Many of you guys actually agreed with me, but at the time we had nothing more than theories and speculations. However, a little while ago our speculations were confirmed, and guess what? We were right. Marchengast Castle is in fact releasing as a new area, and it will be the next area to be released in Jorvik. However, what this means and what this area will contain, be used for, and when this will even happen might not be too clear, but I'm here to break it all down for you. So if you're interested, sit down and grab a drink or a snack, because in this video I will tell you everything you need to know about the upcoming area. So if you didn't already know, Star Stable actually has a game blog where they sometimes share details about the progress of developing the game, and this is a very good spot for looking out for upcoming updates, as they usually post some sneak peeks on there. Usually the game blog is a little vague, and it is a little bit hard to tell whether or not the updates mentioned in the posts are soon to come or far away, or if this is just like a concept or whatever. But this time we actually have a set release date for the content that they have shared with us. So in the September blog post, released September 25th of 2025, game director Stacy Place comes back to talk about the Marchengast Castle, as the Marchengast Castle already has been mentioned in a blog post before, but at the time of it being mentioned, we actually didn't even know that it was about the castle, because they was taking a picture of the location, and then people were able to debunk that location. So a lot of people speculated about this before, but they didn't officially confirm that they were working on the Marchengast Castle. Though I think that obviously players like me have speculated on it a long time now, and we were in fact right. Stacy Plays goes on to say that the discussions in the Star Stable online team about Marchengast Castle began actually in 2024, and they did talk about opening up this area to players, which I think that's kind of weird, because like, wow, 2024? That's crazy, because like the Marchengast Castle was updated way before that, and I thought that they had like genuinely been working on this for a long time, but apparently not. This is apparently something that's relatively new. The Star Stable team initially thought about opening the Marchengast Castle to relocate the medieval camp, as we talked about in my last video, and this would make sense because of the medieval nature of the castle, and also because the medieval camp seems a little bit randomly placed in my opinion. But even though they talked about doing that, Star Stable actually decided that they wanted to do something more and slightly different with the castle in order to give it independence and be something on its own, which personally I think is a good thing. Although I don't really think the medieval camp fits into its existing area. I am not really a fan of the camp in its entirety, really. So I'm glad that the Star Stable team is deciding to do something new, but it will probably also be medieval themed. Stacy Place then explains that the team has identified a few themes that they wanted to incorporate into their project brief, which would then be used to guide upcoming brainstorming sessions about what exactly the Marchengast Castle will be. And they came forward to a couple of things that they wanted to incorporate into this new update, which you guys need to listen to this because it's really interesting, okay? So these are a couple of things that Star Stable want to include in the Marchengast Castle, or in this area, and it includes creatures/beasts, witches and nobles, meaningful exploration and progression, engaging lore that ties into the existing world. And guys, look at this beast, by the way. This is crazy, okay? This sounds extremely exciting, and it also leads me to believe that once this update is released, it will continue to progress into the future updates and hopefully not turn into a dead area like Mistral, for example, which is a problem that Star Stable has faced before, where the different towns and areas in game kind of turn like deserted because there's nothing to do there once you're finished with the quests. Things like the Hollow Woods game mechanics makes areas so that players will actually want to return there and have reasons to go there, and also log on, which is good for both the player and the game. So hopefully this is what they mean by meaningful exploration and progression. Now moving on to the actual area, what will it contain and what can we expect? The reason I think this is so exciting is that I think that with the release of the castle, we are not going to be seeing only the castle. That's something that's became very clear now, okay? We are not only getting the castle. There's other stuff too, and the concept art that Star Stable has shared for this project shows actual house-like buildings, and definitely does hint that there will be a town or some other space in relation to the castle, which I will also get into more later because we have a little more on that. One thing that Stacy Place mentioned is that this project will focus on the exterior of the castle and the area surrounding it, not the interior at this time. They do have ideas for the inside of the castle, but the outside has evolved into a vast and enticing venture on its own. So they're planning to divide the projects into 2 pieces, which I believe will be the outside first, including the town, and then the inside will come later as an additional update. They also said that the area that is coming is not in any way small, and that the footprint of the castle grounds is city-sized, which I'm not sure what they mean by that, like the footprint of the castle grounds. So do you mean like the town around also, or just the, I don't know, I don't really understand that, guys. English is my first language, but neither is Star Stable, or I mean, is Stacy Place Swedish? I don't know, whatever. But anyway, Star Stable said that they are, quote, reclaiming and creating land to accommodate the blighted forest as well, which, hold on, I know that name is not familiar. We're like, what is that? Well, I will talk about the blighted forest in a second, but this means that we will be getting a Marchengast castle update, but we most likely will not be able to enter the castle at all before future updates after the initial release. I think the first update will include the surrounding area, which will probably be the new town, and also this place they call the Blighted Forest, which is presumably the forest and sea pictured in the concept art. So apparently there is a new forest coming, and this will be a separate area, or probably not like a separate area, but an area in connection to this castle. So that also kind of hints at the fact that this will be a big area. As you heard, they also mentioned that they will be, quote, reclaiming and creating land, which probably means that some of the existing area around the Marchengast castle will be changed, and the area will also expand into areas that we haven't unlocked yet. So when will all of this be released, you ask? Well, the deadline for now is set for February of 2026, so only 4 months from now, actually, from making this video. I am so excited for this update because it's so much to unpack. I tried to include as many pictures as I could from the game blog, but if you want to read the whole thing, I'll just leave the link below. And if you have any questions, theories, or just want to talk and share your thoughts about this, please feel free to leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!